I can see your friend saying, why are you wasting your time trying to get out of debt?
You have to understand that struggle is a privilege. Hardship is a privilege.
Remember the losses. Remember the victims and understand that everything that you went through in your life, it had to be this way. You may question it, but it had to be this way. You may not even understand it, but it had to be this way even with the mistakes that you've made in your life. Yet it had to be this way. But the mistakes that you have made, you've learned, you've grown, you've understood. You don't need to go back to that mistake again. And yes, sometimes you may make the same mistakes, but those mistakes can be even more crucial in your life. This is why you must continue to push forward, get rid of the things.
Why are you wasting your time trying to beat cancer? Why are you wasting your time trying to start a new business during an economic crisis in the world? Here it is, you're trying to accomplish something. Here it is, you're trying to do something, and yet there's some fear, right? Because you've never seen anybody do it before. You're not sure if you're going to make it. You're not sure if you can accomplish this thing. You're not sure if this thing can really happen. And what you really want is to send somebody in first to make sure that the coast is clear. You really want to send somebody in first to make sure that everything is all right. Well, I got good news for you. You are that one.
It's time for you to recognize your talents, your gifts, the mark that you want to leave on this earth as you go to places that maybe you've not been before. You see, leaders know the importance of getting uncomfortable. They know that nothing grows in their comfort zone. You are prepared to rise up and be the person that you want to follow. Leaders know how to lead their own ship, their own vessel, in the direction that matters to them. Very few people dream.
Why Noah? Why would you try to build an ark? I can even see maybe people laughing, saying, here goes Noah. He's out there building, thinking that he's going to build an ark. This is dumb. Don't he see the sun is shining? Doesn't he see how great things are? Doesn't he see that there's no need to even have an ark that big? That doesn't make sense. And I can hear people laughing at you. Why are you trying to get married, man? You know nobody gets married in our family. Why are you trying to be a millionaire? Come on, leave that alone. Ain't nobody trying to be no millionaire in our family. We don't make millions in our family. I see people laughing at you, and they laugh at Noah until that one day where that first drop of rain started falling on their head. And I know they were thinking, good God, it's raining out here. They laughed at Noah until it started to rain and rain and rain. And then they all wished they had an ark. They wished they had built themselves a boat.
Of where they're going. And better yet, get other people to follow in their dream. To get the best out of you and the best out of people you lead, it's essential to realize your burning desire, who you want to become, what you want to achieve, and recognizing that every single thing that you do every day, you're writing your future. Take a moment to imagine that you can see an image of yourself in the future, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years. It's you being even better than you are today. It's you who's practiced doing what you need to do each and every single day. It's you healthier, stronger, more confident.
The battle continues. Carry on, be productive, be powerful, and from the bottom of my heart, conduct your business. You're feeling a little tired right now, aren't you? You don't feel like you have. Anymore, you're wandering around confused, not having a sense of awareness. who you truly are inside. Allow the outside interference to dictate your destiny. You have allowed it to have more of a conversation with you and put you in a position where you're just feeling weak. And when you feel that particular weakness, you feel defeated. I'm going to let you know right now, you're not defeated, you're just defeated. You're tired.
I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scraping and kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them. Some days I win, but some days I don't. But each and every day I get back up and I move forward with my fists clenched toward the battle, toward the struggle. And I fight with everything I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws as I strive to be just a little bit better today.
We all get tired from time to time, but that doesn't mean that you are defeated, you're just a little depleted. And that means you've got to hit that reset button. That means you've got to catch that second win. That means you've got to find that other source of power and strength to carry on. You're not defeated. You're just a little bit depleted. I stand out here in this desert, and let me tell you, this time of the year is very hot. It is so hot that you can barely even. Yes, I'm tired. I'm exhausted to stand here and to reach out to so many of you to give you the message that you may need to hear, but yet I am doing what is necessary. I'm depleted, I'm tired, but I'm not defeated. Because I know I got a job to do.
Than I was yesterday.
Life is a constant struggle, but you have to know how to live it. Working daily for what you want is the only way to achieve it. If you want to fulfill your dreams, if you want to achieve your goals, there is no time for games. There is no time for breaks. It's now, not later.
When things go wrong, they always seem to happen at once, and they just compound on top of each other. And it's pretty easy sometimes to feel beaten.
And I was sleeping in my office. It was hard when just over 3 years ago, in the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, where I was operating my business, and I fell on some hard times. It was hard coming into the lobby, and the security said, "Excuse me, Mr. Brown, can we see you for a moment?" And I said, "Yes," and I walked up to the counter, and he gave me an envelope. And he said, "Would you mind reading it here?" And I opened the envelope, and the envelope was from management that said, "This is an office tower. It's not a hotel. Please do not sleep in your office." And I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "I just work long hours in creating my business. I'm an entrepreneur. And right now things are bad for me, but they're not going to be this way always. I'm not trying to make this my home." And it was hard coming through the lobby. And sometimes they would laugh. There's the guy talking about becoming successful. And look at it. He's bathing in the bathroom upstairs on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor. Him and 2 other dreamers up there. Look at him.
Wherever you may be, and you in a situation where things need to be done, people need to depend on you, and work has to be done at a significant time and place. You need to carry on. Do your work, you need to carry on. Do your job, because we all have a duty to society. We all got things that we need to do day in and day out. Being tired, feeling depleted doesn't mean that you're dead. Maybe you got to slow down a little bit and take your time, but you still got to keep on moving. You got to still keep on working. You got to still keep on pushing forward. You can't stop now. So when things start to show up and distractions start to happen in your life, don't feel that you are defeated. Don't feel it. As you're down on your knees and you are defeated, don't be submissive to things. That doesn't control your life.
It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to people. And I was facing financial difficulties in my own life. I was behind on my bills and my dreams, and I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I can do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I said, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. How did this have to happen to me?
It was rough when I lost my job, and I could not find a job. It was humiliating and embarrassing, borrowing money, and then I couldn't pay the money back when I told them I would.
There's two sides of pain that I don't think a lot of people really understand. Right? There's one side of pain that's the suffering and the discomfort side of pain. That's why everybody raised their hands when I first asked, do you have everybody ever been through pain? Because that hurts. You remember what that felt like. But then there's another side of pain that's called effort. It's called glory. It's called if you can find a way to push through pain, there's something greater on the other side of it. And if you never tap into it, it's because the first time you felt it, you backed off. The first time you felt that burn, the first time you felt that it's too much.
But now, don't get me wrong, there was days I wanted to quit, a lot of days. I almost drove back to Cleveland several times and just gave up, but you know, man, your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears. If you see, that's why you have to have big dreams. Because your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears and all your consequences. What makes people go back is you dream too small. See, your problem in life ain't if you aim too high and you miss it. Your problem in life is if you aim too low and you hit it. That's, you messed up now. So when you aim to the moon and you miss, you still amongst the stars. So it kind of keeps you motivated a lot longer, man, to help you push through. Because everybody's gonna have a push through moment. Because everybody has a turn back moment. The key to making it is you can never turn back. See, God is always coming.
And we rationalize with ourselves to where we automatically stop. That's why a bunch of us give up so much in life so quickly. That's why kids have a problem finishing things in today's time. Because as soon as they feel a small bit of discomfort, or things ain't right, they're gone. I can't do it no more. But suppose I told you the greatest pain of my life is the reason I'm standing here today. Suppose I was able to share with you. My routine was so crazy, man. I was seeing almost 9 doctors for 9 weeks. 6 a.m., 2 a.m. every morning. 10 days from tricep repair surgery. I had my bike flew out. I flew my bike out. I got on my bicycle, I cycle a lot. I got on my bike, and I tried to grip the bar, and I couldn't grip it. Didn't have enough strength. And I sat there for 30 minutes until I made up in my mind, stop crying, and grip the handlebars. Just grab the bar.
See, look, man, when you ask God for something, God boxes it up, put your name on it, and he ships it the day you ask for it. As soon as you ask for it, he ships it. The problem with the package is, he never tells you the date that it's going to arrive. If he did that, it would destroy the one element that he requires, your faith. So God sends your package, but he only delivers to Faith Street. If you step off of Faith Street and you go over here to I Don't Believe It Boulevard, he don't ship that. If you step over here to I don't see how Avenue, he don't ship there. If you step over here to Ain't No Way Circle, he don't ship there. The package only goes to Faith Street. What happens to the average person is that when the package arrives and you ain't on Faith Street, it's just like the post office and FedEx, UPS. If you ain't there, the package got to go back. You know how many packages you got in heaven with your name on it? They got sent back. This is real talk, man. This is how it works. Being successful, y'all, is not a magic trick. A couple of things kept me going. Most of it was messages that I had learned from my mother. But I learned something about faith. Faith comes from hearing, not from having heard. My mother was telling me those messages years ago. But during my homeless years, I would rehear them, and that's when it mattered. And I had such a grand dream and vision. I was willing to push through to see what the vision was going to be, to see if I could get to the dream. And I kept hearing my mother say words like, God didn't bring you this far to leave you. So I said, okay, well, maybe he ain't left me. Let me just see if I can wake up tomorrow, something changed. You know, then I kept hearing stuff like faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. Or say, okay, cool. So I don't see nothing but this homelessness right now, but I think I'm gonna make it one day. And I just kept going, man. I just kept. Now, don't get me wrong, there was days I wanted to quit, a lot of days. I almost drove back to Cleveland several times and just gave up, but you know, man, your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears. If you see, that's why you have to have big dreams. Because your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears and all your consequences. What makes people go back is you dream too small. See, your problem in life ain't if you aim too high and you miss it. Your problem in life is if you aim too low and you hit it. You messed up now. So when you aim to the moon and you miss, you still amongst the stars. So it kind of keeps you motivated a lot longer, man, to help you push through. Because everybody's gonna have a push through moment. Because everybody has a turn back moment. The key to making it is you can never turn back.
See, sometimes we think the pain is what controls us. It's actually our subconscious mind. That if we ever tapped into that, that's what dictates most of our lives. And I'm sitting there and I said, just squeeze it. And I squeezed it. 10 days out. And I started riding a bike 10 days out. Because see, pain is tricky. Because if you don't control pain, it'll control you. And so that's where my psyche started to change, because look, it was already in my mind that I was coming back. But listen to what I had to hear about all of the people who had everything to say about my career was over. Every TV station, every ESPN channel, sad news, Ray Lewis' career is over. And I'm saying, wow, that many people can dictate if I'm coming back or not? That many people got control over what I do from this point forward, going forward. That many people can tell me. Man, I heard one comment says, one of the greatest warriors of all time, and we lose him like this. So I said, oh my gosh, they done wrote me off. I said, I might as well pack it up. But think about what we do the moment we feel that, right? That's back to the two sides of faith, the two sides of pain. See, at that point, I feel like a victim. And I feel like, oh man, why me? You know, and dang it. Then after the first day I rode my bike, I came back. I failed twice. And when I failed, I remember laying on the ground. And I said, "Lou, ain't nobody out here gonna help me get up." What makes you get up when you fall down? What makes your mentality change if there's a great situation or there's a bad situation? How do you dictate that? Based on the level of pain? Because I think that's where we're getting in trouble at. And so when I started cycling, when I started going to see these doctors, I realized that I turned my greatest pain into my greatest achievement.
I don't have no education. I'm not really like school smart, none of that. Now I got a lot of people work for me, got degrees. See, when I don't know something, I pay somebody to know it. Just come stay around here. I come down here and do the gift. I keep telling the jokes. I'm telling you, God has an incredible life for you. All you gotta do is ask him for it. Be willing to put in the work. But now this work part is hard. Success is hard. But let me ask you a question. Ain't not being successful hard too? So now which hard you want? You want the hard with some options and some benefits, or you want the hard where ain't nothing going on? I'm gonna take the hard with the option and benefits. Give me that hard. Let me try that.
But here's the most important thing to understand. Some of our enemies are on the inside. Let me give you a quick list. Indifference. You got to do battle with your own indifference. Boy, it's easy to coast, especially if you've accomplished something, extraordinary. Now, somebody says, I got to relax. Here's the key. Not too long. The weeds will take all you plant if you rest too long. Don't rest too long. Indecision. You got to make those decisions. The ones that don't turn out to be good gives you experience to make better decisions. Don't let much time go by without making some decisions. The ones that you can make quickly, make them quickly. The ones that take time, take your time. But get those decisions made. Don't let indecision be an enemy, rob you of the future, empty your bank account, leave you with zero in the purse. Don't let that happen. The next one is doubt. Sure, there's doubts on the outside, but I'm asking you not to pick up all those doubts. I'm asking you to have some faith, have some courage, believe, drive your doubts into a small corner. Don't doubt the future. Don't doubt the possibilities. And here's the most important one of all. Don't doubt yourself. If I've got miracle working power to change my life, so do you. If I've got the ability to change, so do you. If I've got the ability to read, so do you. If I can discover, so can you. If I can grow, you can grow. If I can develop, you can develop. If I can get an invitation like I got 6 years ago, help take something around the world, so can you. I'm asking you, don't sell yourself short. Here's the next one, worry. I'm asking you to drive worry into a small corner. You got to worry some. All this negative stuff serves some purpose, but the key is for you to be the master, not the servant. And I'm asking you to go home with some new faith and some new courage. I'm asking you, don't worry. Drive it into a small corner. We've all got concerns, and sometimes we all wonder, and sometimes there's a little crack of doubt. We worry a little, but I'm telling you, drive it into a small corner. Drive your worries into a small corner. Enemies of the mind you got to do battle with in the summer. One is pessimism that tries to get you only to see the negative side. Of course, there's the negative side. Life is part negative. What else is new? And when pessimism comes to your mind, you've got to educate pessimism, because pessimism is stupid. Next, be touched. Let life touch you. Don't let it kill you, but let it touch you. The problems that are out there, people struggling with their economy, struggling with their health, struggling with their future, I'm asking you to let that get around your heart. Let it do something to you. Don't go untouched. Don't go unmoved. When you walk out of here, open yourself up. Don't build up the walls. The same wall that keeps out disappointment keeps out happiness and opportunity. Take the walls down. Let yourself be touched by what's going on out there. Let sad things make you sad, as well as happy things make you happy. Let your heart get touched. Here's number 3. Develop the ability to reflect. Long after this session is over, I'm asking you to go back over it one more time. I'm asking you at the end of the day, go back over your day. I'm asking you at the end of the week, go back over your week. Make that week more valuable. At the end of the month, go back over your month. At the end of a conversation, go back over the conversation. How did it go and what did you do? Learn by reflecting. I call it run the tapes again of your own experiences. And you say, why do that? Here's why. To develop extraordinary ability to gather up the past and invest it in the future. What a next year you could have if you pay more attention this year, soak it up, gather it up, and reflect at certain times what's going on and what's happening. And this year will take a more powerful place in your experience. People will not believe the words you've chosen. They will not believe the heart and soul that you've mixed with words. They won't believe the power you've got. A few simple things here under getting better. Then here's the last one, and that's to share. Let's touch people with our experiences. Let's touch people with their health, yes. With an opportunity, yes. But here's a commitment I'd like to have you make to me. Let's help people with their lives, not just their health. Let's help people with their lives, not just their income. We talked about getting better. We talked about becoming all that you can become. We talked about picking up a challenge. We talked about not settling for less than you can possibly be. Now here's my last two parts to make this your best year ever. Get excited. Get excited about your own skills. Get excited about your own abilities. You can put it into words. If I can start with nothing and finally stand on this platform, deliver best words I can choose, words are clumsy at best when you try to express what's going on in your heart, your head. But I've done my best. But I'm telling you, if I can find the words, you can find the words. And here's a key here. Communicate. Don't leave it unsaid. If somebody's got some congratulations coming, don't fail to congratulate them. Find the best words you can. Struggle with the best words you can. Borrow some words if you have to. I borrow all kinds of words. But then I'm asking you to start choosing the best words you can. We want you to get good at these skills of communicating. Skills of touching people's lives with words, touching their heart with words, helping them to see something they've never been able to see before by your words. Choose the best words you can. Don't fail with an opportunity to challenge yourself to choose good words. Search for the words. Struggle for the words. But don't let somebody within the scope of your influence go without your words.
No matter how terrible a situation is, no matter how bad it is, there's still going to be a rose that grows from that concrete.
Every person on this planet is capable of changing the world by changing themselves.
I was built for this. I was not going to let myself fail, right? And I have that mentality. And I understand that now that I grew from that concrete, I'm starting to plant my seeds. And there's more roses growing. We're planting seeds in places that people are like, man, it'll never grow here, right? And we're like, no, it can't. You know, because there's a lot of people out there that have the heart, that have the talent, that have the ability. They just have to see that someone else can do it. At the end of the day, man, you really gotta want it. You gotta really want it. Like, man, you don't see the work that goes behind this. People don't see all that it takes to even get to that point, and that's the problem. And so they think it's supposed to be this overnight thing. Oh, I started an LLC, give me money.
You know, I think one of the things that that's important for all of us is just the work ethic. You know, to be able to put in, like you do, the incredible hours as an entrepreneur, as a visionary, to do whatever it takes, because I don't believe that there's necessarily a magic pill, but I think there's a process. And doing the work is very important. You know, I don't want people to believe that there's a silver bullet and all of a sudden you have a great memory or you have this great success or great relationship or health. And people always ask, what's the one thing I can do? And I always tell people that you have to do most of it, right? And be smart about it, but you have to put in the work. Because, you know, a lot of times people see on social media, they see all of the success, but what they don't see is the hustle. Right, as Gary Vee talks about, and I think as they say, what you practice in private, they say you're rewarded for in public, right. But you have to do the work. I feel like a lot of people expend unnecessary amounts of energy trying to hold up this image of their ideal self to the world, and they have this image that they fear it's going to be revealed to somebody else. And the truth is, we're faster and we're smarter than we think. And not just to be able to memorize things, but be able to really solve significant challenges. And maybe that these challenges that we're going through are the lessons that we need to learn the most.
Forget the things you can't control. Look for the moments you can control. Lose the times you can't control. Use the times you can control. This is your journey. This is your destiny. And either you wander aimlessly or you grab the wheel and take control of the ship. Either you head in the direction you want to go or you go in no direction at all. Most people allow life to happen to them. Their time runs like a sand cycle. Life is happening to them. It isn't happening for them. Make life work for you. Make your time work for you. Do not allow your time to empty each day without achieving anything. Go into the world today and spend your time wisely. Make small wins every day that will lead you down the path to success. Motivation gets you started, but habit will keep you going. Motivation is great. It is like a coffee in the morning. It gets the engine going and gets you moving, but it is a habit that will develop your success. You have the potential today to be special. Every second that passes now is the opportunity to succeed. Succeed into something worthy, something with the power to change, to adapt. Adapt into the person you always wanted to be. You have this opportunity today to be something with purpose, something with potential, something that has the power to improve, to really make it past your fears.
So what I believe is all you are is this moment right now. Everything that you perceive about yourself from your past, it doesn't exist right now. You're just sitting here, right? So if you take a deep breath, you might have these little images of what your past story is, like things that happen to you, things that you feel reactions to, whatever. But if I actually realize that everything that I think I am from past accomplishments or future accomplishments or that I have as goals or whatever are not me, that I'm just this space that those ideas show up in, then often they might leave, right? Let's say you have a thought, no one likes me because no one liked me at that one thing in the past.
The very first thing I said to you, I asked you was what? Good, what are you here for? Right? Because there's a difference between a man and a woman who's living for something versus a man and a woman who's not living for something. Right? So I want you to study. Man, I wish I had the research up here, but there's research that proves that people who have a sense of purpose outlive people who don't have a sense of purpose. Right? I've shared this with you before, but if you had a brand new car and you sit that car in the garage for a year, do you know that car is not going to be as effective and as efficient as a car you put on the road? Because a car wasn't designed to do what? Sit. It erodes when it sits. You missed what I said. You think by using it, you damage it. No, you're really damaging it by not using it. You let gas just sit in the car for a year, you know what happens? You let oil just sit in the car, you know what happens? But that same oil that's in the car, that's moving and running, it's a different oil. That gas is being used, is a different gas. And most of you are not where you want to be, not because you don't have the ability to be there, but you're not doing nothing. And every time you sit and waste and do nothing, you are eroding your success. You are eroding your abilities. You are eroding your gifts. But when you use them, I didn't start doing voiceover work. I didn't start doing videos. I started with a GED program. And in the GED program, I would give kids work, but before I gave them their work, I would do what? I would motivate them. I went too far. Before I started motivating kids, I started reading personal development books. And then the books I started reading, I gave to them. And I started motivating them from the books. And I went from teaching a GED class to coming to Michigan State and doing the Advantage. And the Advantage is where all my videos blew up. The Guru Story, that wasn't in a big auditorium like this. I don't know if y'all saw the Guru Story, but that was in a normal classroom. We didn't start here with all of y'all. We started with 30, 40 kids, but we started. And by starting, it turned into this. Your problem is you haven't started. Write down right now what you should have started that you didn't start. And remember what I said, don't give me a passive start. Give me an aggressive start. What haven't you started aggressively? Let me hear it real quick. Somebody be honest. What haven't you started aggressively? What have you started, but you haven't started aggressively? Let me hear it. Yes, ma'am. Say it again. Caring. I love it. Caring about everything. Go on, let's just be real. How many of y'all just real like you going through the motions, but like you ain't really caring about what you're doing? Let me see your hand. Be honest. I love it. Thank you for being transparent. So we need to start with what? You need to care about what you're doing. Put something in it. Put some effort into it. Good. What else? What else have we been passive about? Yes, ma'am. Waking up at 4 a.m. Yep, most of us have been passive about waking up at 4 a.m. Absolutely. Why 4 a.m.? Write that down, even if you ain't ready. I need to start my day before I start my day. Some of y'all just waking up and starting the day, it just hitting you. You coming right into the day. Like you right in the day. Like boom. You ain't even got time to get ready. I told my wife, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. I stayed up late last night, got up at 3, but was like, okay. No, I got up at 2 something. That's what threw me off. I got up at 2 something, got up, did my thing, and was like, yo, I don't usually get up to 3. This 2 something. I might be a little too early. You know what I'm saying? Went back to sleep, got up, it was 6. I couldn't do the stuff that I normally do because I had to start work at 7. So I wasn't even able to like go into my day. I didn't go in with prayer. I didn't work out. I didn't do the stuff that I do. I had to brush my teeth, take a shower. I had to get on the beginning of the call. And then boom, we had the podcast right after, 2 episodes back to back. Then after that, we went out to eat. Then I had to come back and do stuff. My whole day was ruined. My whole day was ruined. You understand what I'm saying? Then I messed up, hit a pothole, didn't even see the pothole. Now I got to stand in line at Discount Tire. I think I'm doing something by getting there at 8. Me and everybody else had the same idea. Am I lying, Nikki? I get there at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a line all the way. I'm like, everybody got the same idea? We all hit the same pothole? Was that a setup? We all right here. I'm talking about, I'm literally like, I'm at Discount Tire. It's like a football game. It was about 12 dudes that was Discount Tire. They all running, get zoom, zoom, zoom. They starting off with like 10 cars. I'm like, it's unbelievable. They're standing like we stood in line for about 10 minutes. Nobody even came to us because they was doing tires. I told Carl, I was like, yo, Carl, next lick, we open up a Discount Tire, bro. This joker, they making bread, bro. They getting paid. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about 40 cars outside. Then me and my wife just want to go pick up our car. I was like, yo, it's 6 o'clock. We got to go get our car. I get there at 6. It's a line inside. And it's cars. I said, what time you close? They said, when we finish the last car. I said, what time you going to be finished with my car? They said, about an hour and a half. I'm like, I'm buying a Discount Tire. Y'all busy at 8 in the morning. Y'all busy at 6 o'clock at night. I need a Discount Tire. Somebody getting paid this joint. Good. Talk to me. What else are we passively doing? What else are we passively doing? Come on, talk to me. I need 2 more people to be honest. Good. Starting a nonprofit. Good. How long have you been thinking about doing it? 3 years now. So write down the thing that you said you was going to do that you haven't done yet. Write it down. And what I want you to do is I want you to write it down every day and talk to somebody about it every single day until you get tired of talking about what you said you was going to do. Listen to me. Do me a favor. This is how life going to try to punk you. Life is going to tell you, you've been talking about that too much. Shut up and don't say nothing else about it. My first book, which is still selling on the shelf, The Secret to Success is still selling. Matter of fact, somebody said the other day, this is crazy. There was a young lady who volunteered for us. I'm not lying. I thought she was lying. I don't know if you remember this, Valerie. I thought she was lying. She said if you go online and try to buy that book, it's $69. I said, what? I'm about to start selling a few we got. I said, $69? She said that there are people who are selling that book for $69 because you can't go to a bookstore and grab it. That was the first book I ever wrote. Guess how many years it took me from start to completion to do that book? 10 years. Took me 10 years, but you know what I never stopped doing? I never stopped telling people I was gonna write a book. And my homies would be like, yo, E, you said you was gonna finish that book 5 years ago. You said you're gonna finish 6 years ago. You said you're gonna finish 7 years ago. You said you're gonna finish 8 years ago. And you know what that did? When they kept saying that, guess how I felt when they kept saying that? Got on my nerves. I said, one of these days I'm gonna shut your mouth. One of these days I'm gonna shut. So do me a favor, don't go, you embarrassed about it. You don't want nobody to know about it. Don't do that. Keep saying you're gonna do it so people can hold you accountable. Because one day it's gonna be one day it's gonna be one day it's gonna be we lost to Dolly Partners, the #1 book and audiobook. Audiobook still going. Guess what? We still getting money every month. We still getting a check every month off the audiobook. People love, I be having kids all the time, I don't like to read. Okay, listen to the audiobook. They like, the audiobook. It was like a movie. We got the creaking on the floor. I'm walking up the stairs, you can hear the creak. The line, you can roar. You can hear when I was homeless, the leaves. I'm telling y'all, like, that sucker's so sweet, you can hear me wink. They got that sucker so, I go, wow, you can hear that joker. One of the best books, and we're still getting a check from it. But guess what? It took me 10 years. If I would have stopped at 8, we would have never got a check from it. If I'd have stopped at 9, I would have never got a check from it. So don't let nobody fool you. Whatever it is you say you're going to do, just keep saying it out loud. Because one of these days we're going to talk and you're going to be like, yo, E, can you come speak for the nonprofit? I'm going to be, you finished it? For free. Just get a couple books. You know what I'm saying? Buy a couple books and give out to the kids. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So do me a huge favor. Don't stop saying it. How long did it take me to get my first degree? 12 years. How long did it take? 12 years. How long did it take? What is the year that most people, if they don't get their degree, they stop? What year is the year? Because it's not 4, but what's the year that if you're working on it and you don't get it, when do most people stop? At what year? Year 6. That's when most people quit.
You should write this down every day. This year's either going to be better for me or it's going to be worse for me. How many couples in the room? How many married couples in the room? My marriage is either going to get better this year or it's going to get worse. My money's going to get better or it's going to get worse. My health is going to get better, my health is going to get worse. What I do today will determine whether it's going to be better or whether it's going to be worse. It will not be up to Trump. It will not be up to the Democrats. It will not be up to something that happens in Iran. It won't be up to the stock market. It's up to you. Okay? You guys want it to be better or worse? How much better? 10x better, baby. 10x. You don't want it to be a little better. You need to start thinking like this, okay? First, get rid of the little think and the old ideas and the middle class mentality. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to save some money. I'm going to put it in the bank. I'm going to give it to the man. What's the bank do? The bank doesn't even keep your money. They hate money. Cash it's trash. Cash is garbage. It's pieces of garbage paper. It is only useful when it is used, if you're taking notes. They didn't teach you this in school. This should have been taught basic, 5th grade, 6th grade, not when in high school or college. Cash, this is a piece of paper, okay? It is a piece of paper, it's worthless. This is a piece of paper. This actually has more value. This piece of paper right here has more value than this piece of paper right here. Why? Because one person has this piece of paper. 2,000 people have this data. You understand? This piece of paper right here is useless though until it is used. How many of you were taught to save stuff? How many of you got sticky notes and you save them? You write like 17 different things on one sticky note. I don't want to use the whole pad. I'm going to make this sticky pad last the rest of my life. Okay? You got to get rid of the little think, folks. This little think is killing you. Let's find out if you got the little think. How many believe success is a mind game? Dude, it starts right here. You got to fix this. You got to get rid of. Let's find out if you've been affected.